testing. Testing, 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 hello, testing. Hello.
Pasannya. Iya,
Hello, hello, Dr. Kok. Can hear my voice? Hello, hello. Hello, hello. Hello. Testing, 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 testing. Dr. Cock, can you hear my voice?
Mohon izin diberi kehormatan hadirin para peserta sekalian. Langsung saja kita melakukan acara yang paling kita tunggu saat ini, yaitu acara penyampaian Ucaptama Innovate Zone Sabah 2020. Yang berusaha Hamidah binti Samsudin, Pengarah Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Weng. Yang berusaha Dr. Giap, Pengarah Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Gaya. Yang berusaha Dr. Nazaruddin bin Haji Bacora, Pengarah Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Mentawau. Yang berusaha Dr. bin Asing, Pengarah Institut Pendidikan Guru Kampus Keningau. Yang berusaha Profesor Maja Dr. Giap, Pengarah Pusat Pembelajaran Industri Malaysia Sabah, merangkap pensyarah Fakulti Komputer dan Informatik. Yang berusaha juga Profesor Maja Dr. Nazmi bin Abdul Rahman, Timbalan Dekan Jabatan Al-Iwal Pelajar, juga merangkap pensyarah Fakulti Pendidikan Universiti Malaya. Turut yang berusaha semua timbalan-timbalan pengarah, Ketua Jabatan, Ketua Unit, pensyarah cemerlang saksi, pensyarah kanan, pensyarah cemerlang, para pensyarah, para pegawai penerusan, anggota kumpulan pelaksana seluruh Institut Pendidikan Guru Zone Sabah, serta semua pelajar, siswa guru, para peserta sempurna Ucaptama Pertandingan Inovasi Pendidikan Kebangsaan Innovate 2023 yang hadir, serta yang berada di ruangan maya ketika ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera, salam Malaysia Madani, salam K. Karena engkau nama Tuhan. Apa kabar tuan-tuan dan puan-puan? Salam perkenalan. Saya sebagai pengemudi acara akan memandu perjalanan acara Ucaptama pada hari ini. Selamat datang, selamat bersua di jiwa Sobat Tuna IPG Kampus K yang semestinya menjadi satu lagi nostalgia berharga kepada semua para peserta pada hari ini. Yang berusaha betul, tuan-tuan, seperti yang sudah kita maklum, Ucaptama Innovate 2023 pada kali ini adalah berpaksikan gagasan tema yang dipilih, inovasi pembelajaran digital, aspirasi pendidikan, era globalisasi. Diyakini cara ilmiah kali ini pasti akan adanya percambahan berbagai maklumat dan ilmu baru yang akan kita peroleh. Sebelum saya lanjutkan acara ini juga, izinkan saya menyampaikan sedikit informasi mengenai tata cara pelaksanaan bicara Ucaptama yang dilaksanakan ketika ini. Yang pertama, Ucaptama akan berlangsung dalam dua sisi, dengan dua topik cukup penting sinonim dengan tema acara kita pada kali ini. Untuk makluman juga, acara ini kita laksanakan secara hybrid. Yang kedua, setiap sisi Ucaptama sekurang-kurangnya memanfaatkan masa berharga yang ada selama 60 menit, termasuklah sisi soal jawab. Sisi pertama kita akan laksanakan secara langsung atas talian, manakala sisi kedua dilaksanakan secara fisikal di Dewan Serbaguna IPTK sendiri. Sisi soal jawab akan dibuka kepada semua peserta setelah setiap panel selesai menyampaikan Ucaptama masing-masing. Dan yang ketiga, kita akan berehat selama 30 menit sebelum dimulakan semula sisi Ucaptama yang kedua. Dan yang terakhir sekali, semua sidang hadirin, para peserta mohon terus setia bersama hingga ujung acara berlangsung. Baiklah, yang berusaha dokter, tuan-tuan para peserta sekalian. Kiranya acara kita buka dan doa. Ucaptama pertama ini kita tampilkan panel yang cukup berpengalaman dan memiliki kepakaran selaras dengan tema Oleh 2023 pada kali ini. Sebelum itu, saya mengajak semua sidang dewan untuk kita sama-sama berkenalan terlebih dahulu dengan insan kedua besar ini. Beliau merupakan Profesor Madya di Fakultas Komputer dan Informatik Universitas Malaysia Sabah, serta sebagai pengarah pusat pembelajaran di universiti yang sama. Sebelum ini bertugas di Fakultas Sains Kognitif dan Pembangunan Manusia, serta pengarah di Pusat Unima sejak 2007 hingga 2018. Memiliki kelulusan doktor falsafah dalam bidang sains komputer di Salford University, Manchester, United Kingdom, dan ijazah sarjana muda sains kognitif di Universiti Malaysia Sabah. Beliau mempunyai kepakaran dalam bidang augmented reality, AR, virtual reality, VR, interactive technology, artificial intelligence, AI, blockchain, dan Internet of Things. Beliau aktif dalam penyelidikan dan telah menerbitkan lebih 100 kertas penyelidikan. Beliau yang kita maksudkan adalah Profesor Madya Dr. Edmund Weng, pengarah pusat pembelajaran yang merupakan Profesor Madya di Fakultas Komputer dan Informatik Universitas Malaysia Sabah. Ketika ini berada di dalam keadaan. Apa kabar dokter?
Selamat pagi. Boleh dengar suara saya ke? Good morning.
Apa dokter Edmund?
Good morning. Hello. Boleh dengar suara saya ke? Hello. Good morning to all.
Dan mempersilakan yang berusaha Profesor Madya Dr. Edmund untuk menyampaikan Ucaptama yang bertajuk Smart Education with Augmented Reality Technology. Dan segala hormatnya, silakan dokter.
Is it my voice is clear to everyone now? All can hear my voice or not? And also can see my screen or not? Hello? Hello? Hello, hello? Hello, can hear my voice?
Ya dokter, boleh teruskan.
Dapat tengok my slide kah? Atau can see my screen now?
Mohon maaf untuk sekejap lagi paparan kita akan slide kita akan paparkan.
Semua boleh tengok my slide kah? Can hear my voice? Hello, hello. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Can hear my voice? Clearly? Can, huh? Okay, if can, then I will start my presentation now. Okay, good morning to everyone. I hope everyone can see my slide and can hear my voice clearly. Yeah? So I am Edmund here from UMS, University Malaysia Sabah. So today I would like to present the title of Smart Education with Augmented Reality Technology. So this is a quite new area for us to know about what does it mean by augmented reality, then come into the smart education. Before I start my session, I would like to show you one video clip that how the AR technology with the 5G technology together, so how it works in the industry. Yeah? So this is the video that I would like to show you when a person or a group of researcher or scientists walk into the forest, you can see that he is wearing a special glass. This is a AR special glass. So when he is holding the artifacts, the glass will detect and recognize these so-called artifacts, then send the information back to the lab using the 5G technology. From here, the information will send back to the lab for analysis for testing. Then after that, after the processing part, then the information will send back to the person. Then the information will overlay on the screen itself. With this, you can see that this person is wearing the contact lens and the information will overlay on the so-called the screen itself, then also do have the image recognition of the face and other objects. So not only that, the information will overlay on the screen to show, you can see to show the information on the table, extra information on the table, and also to talk with the machine with the IoT technology. So from here you can see, they can see all the information on the fridge door, then do have the so-called all the information for them to recognize. Then the students also can have such information to wear the spec, then can see the virtual teacher appear in front of them. Then this technology AR also can be in the logistics and can be in the education, agriculture, and so on. So you may see that this technology is growing fast from time to time from now. Then in the next 5 to 10 years, I'm very sure that all the people around the world will have such system to wear, especially wear the contact lens or special AR glass. Yeah? So with this, you can see that the technology itself will be from the current stage of the art of the technology to the future technology. Another term that currently people use it is the metaverse. Yeah? Metaverse is a combination of augmented reality, mixed reality, and the virtual reality. So from the technology itself, what people tend to look into it is the how the technology can be closer, can be closer to the so-called user itself. This is the ultimate things that we are trying to do for it. So the technology also do have the so-called contribution to their thoughts and opinion, and also can give comments and decision making to the user as well. So this is a way that how the technology coming in to help and to supplement the information to the user. So let us see this slide that the augmented reality fall under the middle of this AR continuum. So on the right hand side would be the virtual reality. Virtual reality means that one of the technology that can contribute to the synthetic environment, which means that the whole environment is totally synthetic, is 3D environment. It's not real at all. So, but when the VR comes into the line, then the another technology coming out is the augmented virtual reality. It's called as a AV. So this AV means that a person in the view in the real time, and also can be something that you are standing in the virtual stage, something like the TV show or the TV report, TV advertisement, whereby 80% of the environment 80% of the environment in the so-called virtual environment. Then only 20% in the environment would be the real environment, since means that it's something that a dancing stage, advertisement stage, or whatever. You can see this example of the image here. The whole environment is in the virtual stage. Then, but only a few person here is a real person, yeah, in the green screen room. So then after that, from the AV, they come into the so-called augmented reality, whereby the 80% environment is a real environment. The 20% is in the virtual environment. The virtual environment means that the information will overlay in the real environment whenever you are using the spec. So then the future itself would be you are in the real environment, then all the things that you are interact with is the real object, but the information will overlay. The information will overlay in the environment itself that you can interact with and you also can communicate with. So this is the way that how the transformation from virtual reality to the tangible user interface technology itself. So one of the example from the to differentiate between the so-called virtual reality and the augmented reality would be the so-called two different aspects here. One is you can see that the virtual reality is into the synthetic and the virtual environment itself with the 3D environment that you can interact in the world. So, but for the augmented reality itself is the information superimposed, means that the content overlay in the real environment through a device, so-called mobile device, or the so-called the special glasses or the tablet that you can see extra information overlay in the environment. All right. So you can see that the setting up of the so-called the today AR and VR environment from today's point of view, that you are using this special glass, and also you can see the information or the so-called the environment into the synthetic environment. Something like this is 270 degrees, and the view of the scene through this special glass. So in future soon means that in future coming in the another kind of technology itself, that you are standing only on the certain area of the space that wearing a spec, then you can turn around or whatever, see the environment with the extra information right in front of you through this glass as well. Yeah, through this glass as well. So in future, not far from here now, 5 to 10 years from here, every one of us going to wear a special contact lens that you can have a look and you can see all kinds of information overlay in the environment that do have the connection with the so-called the entire screen connected with the extra information, no matter what information that you are looking at, whether it's a personal information, entertainment information, or the so-called medical information, all will be integrated into this device itself, which means that it's a contact lens. Yeah. So AR will transform the way that we live and interact with the world, whereby in order to make it the experience for all the user, there are five directions that we need to know. First is how we play. Play means that get into the environment, where this kind of play means that you can interact with the environment, you can see, you can touch, and you can manipulate the information in the environment. Not only that, the second direction of the component that is important for you to transform, that you need to explore in the environment itself. Explore means that the whole exploration of the so-called the direction itself can be into the education field and learning field, whereby you can interact with the so-called the information in that particular environment. So not only that, the another direction for the component for this one is the communication. Communication means that you can share your experience, you can interact with the so-called the peers from the another area, such as now we are in KK, for example, Sabah, but we can interact with some other researchers or scientists from around the world. That is collaborative environment. So not only that, we can work together in that such environment, and also we can strip for this kind of thing into different field of the expertise itself. So then we can navigate our daily life with this kind of the AR technology. So with this kind of the technology, we can see that it will be coming in. This technology will be coming in for all levels of the people. For example, either children, young people, family, professional, and also other fitness or whatever expertise coming in to join together to have such technology to use. So you can see that all kinds of gender, ages, and activity can be incorporated together to work together and to see and to experience together using this augmented reality and technology. So I would like to share with you this slide that you can see that how this technology can be into the different field. Yeah? It can be into the industrial, it can be into the healthcare, it can be the education, engineering, retail, and so on. But today, what we are concentrating on is the smart education, how this technology can be in the education purposes. Yeah. So later on, I will explain to you how it works for the so-called augmented reality in the education field, how it can improve and enhance the so-called interaction, and also can attract the student to be more active in the teaching and learning experience. Yeah? So we can see that the computer, the technology transformed from the laptop to the smartphone, from the bigger device to the smaller device. Now they are coming into the glasses here. So you might not be able to see today, but you can search around the so-called from Google, from any resources itself, that you can buy this AR glass from Lazada, on Shopee, or whatever platform itself, online platform. So currently the price of this glass is about the 4,000 to 6,000. Even the higher resolution, higher performance glass itself can up to 20 to 30,000 ringgit Malaysia. So you can see that how the integration, how the integration of the application from different devices can be put into one small glass like this. Then you can see the so-called ultimate of the so-called application directly through in front of your eyes. So which means that you can put all the necessary features from the laptop, from the camera, from the PDA, from the TV or whatever, put into the glass. The features of this glass consist of this kind of the devices put it in together. So you can see from here that the AR is from transforming from the big device to the small tablet, from the small tablet to this glass itself. So you can see from here that a glimpse into the future for us to know how it works for this. So this glass consists of the two cameras and a few sensors around this glass itself, whereby it helps to manipulate, it helps to balance, it helps to interact, and also get the input from the world that process it in the processing part here. So there are two different types of the glass. Later on, I will show you that one glass can have the wire to the processing part, another one is wireless to the processing part. So you may see that this glass do have the sensor, light sensor, eyes tracking, and also multi-mode connectivity, 5G or whatever, into one single glass itself. Let me show you another video how this glass works. So this is the glass that already in the market that you can buy from Lazada, or you can try it whenever we meet up in the future. So when you wear the spec, you can see the so-called the sofa on the screen. Then you can use your so-called your hand, your finger, your palm to manipulate this kind of the object in the world. So when you wear it, also you can talk to your friend through this glass. Then meaning to say that in future no longer have any mobile phone. Okay, so you can have the very clear cut with how this glass can help in the gaming industry, and also can help into the educational industry as well. So whenever you wear this glass in the real environment, but you can see the 3D objects appear right in front of you, then you can play, interact with your friend together, and also you can have the so-called the fun of the environment in front of you, and also you can watch the TV right in front of your eyes with the 3D features you can see from here. So the entertainment part would be such a great thing for us, and also you can do your own work without a monitor screen, because the screen is right in front of your eyes, and you can directly use your finger, palm, or whatever input device around surrounding you to interact with. All right. Okay, let me show you another one feature that so far we have done the R&D in UMS, whereby what I'm trying to show you here is how you manipulate, interact with your palm with the virtual button appear next to your palm. Yeah? Then you also can use your finger to manipulate the button and the menu next to your palm whenever you are wearing a spec. This research has been done from our research team in UMS, whereby you can see the virtual palm appear, then also you can grab the so-called virtual object on your hand. Yeah. So this is the way that I'm trying to explain to you, whereby how in future that we are going to have such virtual phone, virtual button, virtual menu right next to your hand or your palm to manipulate, and even you can call your friend, read the newspaper on your palm itself. Yeah. So I would like to show you another one features of the technology that so far we have completed from our R&D group, whereby whenever you walk into the so-called the library, or into the area that you cannot recognize the language, such as the Japanese, such as the German or French language, for example. But with this technology itself, when you are walking into the library or educational department or whatever, you can watch it, you can see the translation directly into the language that you prefer. For example, you are wearing a special glass, then the glass will detect the book of the language that on the book itself. Then you will see the virtual object appear next to the book. So not even that, you can manipulate and you can see more information overlay on the book, like the images, and also you can play with the video. You can play with the video screen and the video content from the book itself. Okay, so not only that, you can see the 3D object, object appear on top of the book, then you can render into the world itself. And for the outside application, when you walk out from the outdoor, so you can see the overlay information appear on top of the building to show you the name of the building. So you also can read the extra information on the wall if you want to see more information. This is the way that how we are trying to transform the information into one single platform of the AR special class. Okay, so you can see that whenever we have this special class in education, the most important three components that we need to have is immersive, intelligent, and connected. Yeah. These three components are crucial for all the application that if we are using this special class, whereby you need to have an immersive component, which means that you need to immerse into the environment, you need to get yourself used to and get into the environment itself. Yeah. So for this case itself, not only that, for the immersion itself, you can see visual part, you can hear the sound, you can also interact with the environment. Okay. For this case, in the particular application, when we talk about the application itself, we are talking about the intelligent component. When we talk about intelligent component, means that all the objects in the environment itself, the system would be able to detect, recognize, and also give the comments, suggestion, or even the opinion, what to give you more decision making, to let you know what to do next. That is the information intelligent component coming in the application itself. For this case, not only that, the information, the system also need to be connected. Need to be connected means that the system need to have the network that stream the information from the server or from the cloud system from this kind of thing. Why need to have the connectivity? Because this glass is quite a small device. Then we talk about this small device, we need to think about the space, the installation space. For example, the memory that could keep it into the environment. This glass is a bit small. So what we need to do is we need to keep all the data, the big data in the cloud or in the server so that the system can process faster, render faster, and stream faster, then send back the information to your glass through the connectivity of 5G, 4G or 5G network itself. Yeah. So from here, you can see that the available smart glasses in the market currently, that there are so many different types of the so-called the glasses available that you can buy from Lazada or can buy from the Shopee or the Alibaba, whatever resources itself. Currently, in my lab itself, we do have this glass. I do have this glass. I do have this glass as well. So this glass you can buy from Lazada, cost about 4,000 to 5,000 ringgit. This glass you can buy it from China. If you need it, then I can recommend you what industry, what company that you can get it from. It costs about 5,000 plus as well. This one is Microsoft HoloLens that you also can buy it from the internet, cost you about 3,000 US dollar. Yeah. All right. So currently I'm working together with the industry, especially from China, that they are hardware itself, hardware, my component, my expertise into the software. So collaboration in between my research team together with the China industry, whereby they are into the hardware component. Currently, they are working into this contact lens. This is not the imagination, guys, whereby everyone or you think that this is not possible to happen. I can assure you, I can tell you that this contact lens is coming in soon for the next 5 to 10 years. Yeah. So currently, my partner in China, that they are working into the contact lens, whereby the application itself is done. Is done for for the software itself. We have no issue to come out with a good application to put it into the contact lens. The issue now, the hardware itself is not up to the certain level expectation that we want. So what we are trying to do into the adjustment would be the hardware, how to keep the memory, to use the very small, tiny nanotechnology camera, as well as the battery rechargeable, electrical part component, the circuit itself, all still in the progress of R&D. So at this stage, we are not successfully done, but I think for the next 5 to 10 years coming in, these problems or this research itself can be improved and enhanced from time to time in near future. Okay. So let me talk about the immersive itself, why it is so important. Because when you talk about immersive, you need to know how visual part itself means that if you are using this contact lens, whatever information that you see in the real world, the object that you see in the real world, then you can recognize the object, then image processing part will coming in, then you will see the so-called recognition part, then information will will send to you for the justification of your decision making later on. Not only that, the information also can be sent through sound. Then also you can use the interaction part in the environment, as I shown you the video, whereby you can use your finger to manipulate the object in the real environment itself. So with this immersion itself, you can see what we need is the visual quality, meaning to say that you need to see the real world 360 view itself, and also you can see the human and also in the 3D form. So also you need to have a very good sound quality itself to see the 3D audio, to recognize it, and crystal clear voice as well for the voice recognition application to coming in. So not only that, you need to have a motion tracking application implemented into the device, and also you need to have a natural user interface whereby you can use either sound, image, motion. You can also use your finger as an input device for this case itself. So we call it as an intuitive interaction for the application that put it into the immersion, then later on the glass can work well. So you can see that these are the three things that we need to know whenever we talk about the augmented reality. When we talk about this augmented reality, if we recognize, we know, we understand the fundamental of this so-called the technology itself, then this is easy for us to justify how this technology can be used in education. I will show you a few applications later on at the end of the session, whereby how AR can be used in the smart education in the near future. So not only that, you can see that whenever we talk about a glass, not only glass, the glass and the environment itself, we can use the so-called the virtual sound to detect the sound, to detect the voice in the application itself. Then the application can recognize and also can capture the voice recognition, speech recognition into the system itself. So from here, you can see that how we use this AR naturally with the interaction part. The few things, the R&D, the research and development in this field could be into motion and gesture recognition. This is more to computer science and engineering component. So not only that, we are working on as well into the face recognition, eyes tracking, live object detection, personalized interface, and speech recognition and learning as well. So you can see that the artificial intelligence component in this particular area of research, then we need to have a multi-model user interface to come in, whereby we are challenging, we are trying to improve, enhance the so-called the fundamental of the research that could help the so-called the interaction part to be more perfectly, that we can let the user feel that they are into the environment. All right. So let me talk about the intelligent component, whereby how the application so-called intelligent enough to give the so-called the user, to give the so-called the students that they can get into the application, then the system is fast enough to give the response and also decision or also the feedback to the user and the student. So from here, you can see that how the intelligent part component come into. First, we need to talk about the machine learning in the computer science. Also, we need to talk about security and big data issue, because whenever we talk about this kind of thing, we really need to have the security to block and to protect the interest of the user, whereby not all the people can access to another people's account, so that people, when they are using this application, they can feel secure and they can seal the privacy of themselves in the environment through the machine learning or intelligent component circle that can help them to justify for the so-called application. So for the machine learning itself, we are going into the research and development into visual, audio, sensor, or more intelligent component that can help to put it into the system itself. So you can see from here, the visual processing, audio processing, and other sensor processing are crucial intelligent component that need to put it into the glass and the device itself. So we cannot seriously, for myself, I cannot work into all the fields one for myself. I need the so-called expertise from different experts from the different field to work together to make this application works. So for example, the artificial intelligence, the machine learning component, I cannot work alone. I need to have the expertise around the research to come in, the expertise to come in to work together to make this application, to make this area of technology successful. All right. So let me show you this, we call it as the contextual intelligence to sense the world, whereby sense means that you want to make the world, you can sense it like you are real in the world, not the virtual, like the virtual reality application. So when we talk about the virtual reality, you can see that why people talk about virtual reality. The term of virtual reality is similar to virtual environment, also the so-called cyberspace, so-called the different types of the telemedicine, telepresence, all those are the same field. So just that the different area, they use the different term. For example, the virtual environment, normally we use it into the academia and into the education purpose. But virtual reality, normally we use it for the industry. But if we talk about cyberspace or the gaming, all those things is into the gaming application. This is a virtual reality term. So for the augmented reality, we do have a different term again, even though they are into the different term, but the application almost similar. For example, AR, we call as AR, we call as enhanced reality, we also call as a mixed reality. Now another new term we call as a meta. So these are the few terms that we need to know. But at the end, what we want to achieve, the ultimate goal, the optimum, the maximum goal is the sense in the world. How we call it as a sense in the world means that all kinds of the data from the environment itself that we can combine, then put it into the one device data. Then after that, the data will be processed, in this kind of the server. Then from here, then we will send it to the so-called the glass. Then the sensor fusion will collect information to the user. All right. So with this kind of thing that you can see the real world itself, if you are in the classroom or whatever information, when you wear the glass, you will see this trend. For example, this object itself, the how far the object in between you and the object. Also, you can see the size of object overlay in this kind of the glass here. Okay. So this is a way that how we are trying to incorporate the object recognition tracking is more to the software engineering component. Also, we can see the 3D depth capture interpolation and the reconstruction of the so-called from the active camera and also the passive information coming in. So from here, you can see that all kinds of the automation action itself that you can see what we need to do, what we need to have in the glass. These are the so-called the research component that we need to come in to make this research component successful in the market. For example, we cannot deal with the one process, one application or one field, but we need to have a motion classification. We need to have a user identification. We need to use the speech and audio, personal location, object detection and recognition. And the last one would be the so-called the storage of the application data itself in the cloud or in the server. So these are the few components, the level of the so-called the perception and awareness that we need to know to make the so-called the action successfully done in the application. This is the example for you to see the AR AI schema that works in the system itself. I know I'm not going to talk more about this one because we are more talking about how it works for the industry of education later on. So the one and the last thing is the connectivity, whereby what we need to do is we need to keep the big data processing part and also the machine learning part. Whatever information content, we need to keep it into the space, into the storage that the system can process it. If we put it into the small glass, the processing part is not work well. But we need to have a big space with the high processing part. Then we need to put it into the cloud system or the server to process and send the information back to the so-called glass itself. So this connectivity can have the different type of the connectivity that as long as you do have the device or any IoT, then the glass can see the information through the display itself. Okay. So the connectivity can be the Wi-Fi, can be Bluetooth, can be NFC, and can be any kind of the connectivity from the IoT itself. So from here, you can see how important the fundamental of the computer, whereby you need to have the on-device processing or the cloud computing, whereby the two component, one is the so-called the application onto the device processing, and another one is a big application, big data that need to be put it into the cloud computing processing part. So with this, you can see that how the AR experience can be everywhere, and also you can share the real-time interaction experience to your friends and family or whatever necessary component. So not only that, you can see the efficiency. The power efficiency is essential for augmented reality, whereby you need to think of the AR overload, means that too much information also to have the weakness and drawback of the application and technology, and also the so-called the constraint of the hardware as well. You need to think of the glass design, you need to think of the battery, you need to think of the temperature, you need to think of some other thing that from the hardware perspective. This would be the so-called the drawback of the AR technology. So now let me more into the education part. So you can see that the AR still infancy, means that it's still quite a new platform, a new field that we need to explore for it. But in future, that we can see that more and more AR application can be more immersive into the environment, more intelligent into the application, and also more connectivity, the higher connectivity in the industry itself. So we can innovate more AR application technology into education. So for this case itself, I will show you a few applications that have been done in the smart education. Firstly, you can see that since 2008, the browser AR been developed through the AR toolkit from this kind of thing here, whereby you can see that the application directly can show the content of the education on the screen directly to the user. So not only that, in 2009, outdoor application been used in the AR application, whereby you can see the overlay information like the travel guide, like whatsoever, GPS system integrated into the application as well. Meaning to say that if we are walking into the big area or campus, like the university, like in UMS itself, we need to have such application to navigate that people, the students can know where the location of the class, and also where the location to have the canteen and etc. So not only that, the AR, Google also get into the AR glass as well since 2011. So from now, coming out with more application for this case itself. And you also can see that the AR keep on increasing since 2004 until 2023 now, that the AR, the crossover date will be the in between the AR and VR was in 2009. So, but in the AR platform itself, AR application, they are keep on increasing until 2023 now. So the VR is keep on reducing the application. Then the researchers tend to come into the augmented reality from time to time until currently 2023. So you may see the global mobile AR market application. You can see that the education and learning tend to use AR application about 18%. But mostly the AR tend into the advertisement and marketing, because AR can generate more revenue for the people who get involved in. But education purpose keep on increasing as well, because they can allow the student to manipulate, to learn more application in the real life, and also the student can render into the world of the so-called science, and also can have extra information for them to learn, from them to read, for them to read. So you can see the AR and VR industry landscape do so many industries get involved into, this industry since 2017. So you can see from here the so-called the roadmap, the crossing part of the AR will be from the 5 to 10 years from now, that you can see the AR is keep on pushing out very fast until today. Okay. So you can see from here the forecast number of user of AR technology from the 1 billion of user 2023. Then after that in the 2020, 2019 for 2020 is 1 billion user, but in the year of the 2023 can have the more than 2.5 billion user already. 2.5 billion user. So you can see this AR can be in the tourism aspect. Then now we are talking about AR in the TVET application. So let me show you this one of it that we done one few application for the TVET purpose, how the application can be incorporated into the book, that the user when they wear the spec, that the extra information will overlay on top of the book, like the video that I shown just now, whereby you can see the 3D model appear on top of the book, then you can interact with the book as well. So not only that, the solar system will also, you can play with the solar system in the real time right in front of the application itself. So the setting up for the AR application in the classroom, some sort like this, like I draw it for you, whereby you can have the real teacher in the classroom, but you can also no need to have the teacher in the classroom whenever you are outside from the classroom, not in the classroom. But the teacher is, the good thing is the teacher no need to bring in the so-called the teaching tools or teaching content. For example, they can holding a book or that's standing in front of the so-called the classroom. Then the student, when they see it, they will see the extra information like the red circle and the yellow stick itself that appear on the screen. Extra information will be on the screen. Same goes to the students outside from this classroom. These two students, one is holding the handphone and the one is using the tablet itself, whereby both of them can see the extra information. You can see that the extra information right in front of the real teacher, that they can see the extra information that could have the extra content that they can learn from here. So all the data will, the camera, this camera will record, will detect the information on the teacher. Then this yellow line will send the information back to this so-called the server desktop computer. The desktop computer will process it, then send the information to the Wi-Fi. Then after that, the outside of the classroom students, they are able to see the so-called the information stream live from the classroom itself. So not only that, the AR application can be used in the vocational training, whereby you can see that the student can use this tablet to see how the machine, how the robot, or how the things works in the so-called the industry education purpose for vocational and training. And these are the extra information appear on the screen itself, that how you can manipulate the information. And also you can play and you can repeat the so-called the function of the animation part for this machine. This is crucial and important for the user, whereby they can repeat as many as times that they want, so they no need to feel afraid of to broken up to broke the so-called the machine. They can play, they can try the machine as many as they want. Okay, so not only that, this kind of the book itself can be used in the so-called engineering part. Then whenever you wear the spec, you can see this book will appear the so-called the automation of the so-called the component of in the industry, and the student can see how the so-called the automation works. Not only reading from the text, not only seeing the image from the book, but they also can see how the animation work from here to process it. So not only that, you can use this AR in the collaboration environment, so mixed reality technology for remote collaboration, whereby if your expert, this lady is an expert in the field, whereby she is not in the lab, for example, at that time. So the student can talk to her live and from another area, that she can teach the student how to do the maintenance part for the application, from the application itself. So not only that, the system can show you the extra manual to 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 repair or maintain the machine from here. So not only that, the student also can use this application for car maintenance as well. Then you can use this extra information to guide you where to change the battery, where to change the engine to unscrew or screw the machine itself, the engine itself. This is the way that how we use this AR for training and educational purpose. So not only that, you can use this so-called the application for interior design. If the table is empty, this person, when she is wearing the so-called the HoloLens from the Microsoft, that she can see the exterior building information appear on the empty table. Then she also can render into the so-called the room, and not only that, she can talk to the student or talk to other student next to next to her, whereby they can discuss among them to talk about this exterior or interior design education. Okay. So not only that, the AR can be used for the kindergarten student that they can color the so-called the application. They can color it and use it for this case itself. That let me show you one video to see how this application been done, how this application been done in coloring part that can allow the children to be more attractive, to be more interested into this environment. So let me show you this application that we have done so far, whereby you can use this color object that you have done, then interact with this using the motion detection technique from the Kinect application. Then this fish itself, you can see this fish itself colored by yourself or colored by the children. Then this application do have a 7 application joined together. Then what we can do, what we need to do is a gameplay one is you need to color your thing onto the one piece of paper. Then the system will detect, the system will recognize this fish, that this fish will come into the screen. Then the fish will be appear on the big screen, big wall. Then not only that, the application can be detected using the motion of the shadow application, interact with the fishes itself. Then after that, not only interact, but the application also will show the extra information related to the fish. So-called what would be the genetic of the fish, extra appear next to the fish as well. And not only that, you can give the food. You can give the food to the fish. If you didn't give the food to the fish, then the fish will mati dead for this case. They are not growing up big as usual. So this is the way that how you can interact. Either you are using the color pencil, or either you can use the touch screen, painting on the touch screen application to make it happen for this case. Okay. All right. Okay. So this is the one. This is one of the application that we done so far in UMS. So not only that, you already seen that this application can be done for the architecture magazine as well. So also can be used for the solar system education as well. So not only that, this application also good for the education in museum, whereby you can give extra information content for learning purposes. Also, you can reconstruct. You can reconstruct the so-called the building been destroyed before to the view of the original building design. Okay. So not only that, you can see the extra information overlay on the volcano mountain, and also the so-called how the elephants or the genetic or whatever through this screen extra information for learning purpose. So not only that, you can see that the information will appear in the museum, such as you can reconstruct this skeleton back to the original shape like this. Okay. So this is the way that how we are trying to use this smart education in the museum, so that the visitors, the tourists can have the extra information related to the culture and belief in that particular country. All right. So also if we do have a big budget, big research plan, you can have this information into one big area to make it into the good for the educational purpose, especially for medical as well, also for the machine and the for the vocational training, or also for the science exploration, or for the previous dinosaur world. Huh? So you can have such design and content coming in to help the application, especially in education purpose itself. This is the screen to show you how it works for the system, to show the so-called the distinct, this distinct of the maybe for the creature that been destroyed or no more in this world, that to regenerate back the application, to generate back the creature back to the real life for you to see. So this is the another application for learning and teaching purpose in the solar and the space. So not only that, you can use this application to see the big wall, the big mirror, like, or to do the big picture, that when you detect this picture, all the information will turn alive. So meaning to say that the human can move around and can talk to you, and all this information will appear on the screen or on the glass that you wear. Same goes to this mirror as well. You can see the fishes swimming around here and there, and also you can know this dolphin, the genetic of the dolphin, whatever information related to that particular fish. So this is another application, extra information that for your experience. Also can be used for the AR book, for the storytelling as well. Good for the children for learning, especially when children read the book, they can see the how the animation works, and to tell the story for the children to get more knowledge and so-called the skill for the purpose of the teaching and learning. All right, for engineering part as well. All right, so you can see how this AR technology can show you the how to repair the piping for this case, and also for gaming in the education, and for also for maintaining of the car designing, as well as some sort of the science for mathematics science in the area of the expertise. So this is a maintaining system that been used in the using the AR technology as well. That this smart education system that allowing you to see the machine, how it works, and also you can manipulate, you can interact with it, with this machine, that to get more information appear on the screen itself. Okay, so that is the way that how you can see this extra information to teach you enter cable wire to the cable whatever here. Then task 2 is what to teach you one step by one step to how to repair this machine or this device. Not only that, the AR can be into the medical education, whereby you can see extra information overlay on it, and for the bone and for the brain, and also for the heart disease as well. Heart disease using this AR technology, and also can be used for the museum. And holoportation itself means that this person is not real in the room. This person is real. So this person, the white shirt one, can interact with the black shirt one in the next room. For example, this baby girl is sitting on the sofa, for example, but this person can see her live from the next room like this, the setting. So this camera will capture this baby girl. Then the camera will send it to the server system. The server will display this kind of thing stream to the screen on this person here. So this is a way that how we are trying to interact with the person, even though he or she is not in that particular room. Meaning to say that we also can build one system for the person who already passed away. For example, like the Korean researcher, they built the application that to keep the memory for the loved one, whereby the person that already no more in this world, that they can regenerate back the memory to talk to keep the memory, sweet memory in between into the system as well. Okay, this would be for the workspace in the education purpose. And the ultimate goal of this AR could be into different field. For example, if those who want to jaga badan, I mean here to keep fit, then you can use this system whenever you want to eat the food, you can see the nutrition, the contents from the food itself. And also you can see the freshness of the apple. You can translate the application, the text itself into the language you prefer. Also, you can see the meeting schedule in which floor that you are coming in for the meeting, and also for tourism purposes. Lastly, the ultimate of this technology itself, whenever you wear the spec, for example, using the contact lens onto your eyes, you can see all the scientific, all the related information content, smart information content for the education will appear next to you, surrounding you. Then you can use your natural input like the finger, like the sound, like the voice to interact with the application in your contact lens. So I use this term see beyond the reality, means that you are coming into the so-called the real world of AR application in education in the next 5 to 10 years coming in. All right. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope that today's session can benefit all of you. Good day. Thank you.
Thank you, Dokter. Terima kasih perincian intipati, perkongsian dan pembentangan yang amat bermakna, berinformasi dan yang pasti menjadi pengetahuan baharu kepada semua audiens, para peserta. Terima kasih sekali lagi, Dokter. Baiklah, Yang Besar Dokter, tuan-tuan, para peserta sekalian, ruang diskusi soal jawab dibuka kepada semua para peserta. Kita ada peruntukan masa sekitar 5 ke 10 menit. Jika ada 2-3 soalan, dipersilakan kepada semua para peserta. Soalan dibuka kepada para peserta yang berada di Dewan Serbaguna pada ketika ini, ataupun juga para peserta yang berada di ruangan maya. Oke, dipersilakan.
Selamat sejahtera, Prof. Saya ingin bertanya mengenai AR Google AR cermin mata AR nih. Adakah features yang membolehkan murid untuk menggunakannya secara offline ataupun dia hanya berfungsi secara online saja? Terima kasih.
Okay, thank you very much. Terima kasih. Okay, di application itu boleh di offline atau boleh di online. Kalau di online itu maksud dia di application itu perlu ada expert or the system yang boleh membantu untuk mentafsir, untuk analysis the input itself. Kalau offline maksud dia the system itu sudah fix, sudah ada default application for interaction. Alright, so dia ada 2 komponen yang boleh kita develop for the application. One is the application itu boleh di online kan sekiranya kita ada expert contohnya macam chat GPT itu contoh. Chat GPT itu dia boleh respond immediately live in the application. Contoh So kalau dia tidak live in the application, then we have the another features that is offline. That meaning to say that all the contents yang kita design itu dia diletakkan di dalam sistem tersebut, then we cannot change dia punya respon. Dia sudah fix. Then whatever respon yang kita bagi itu dia bergantung kepada from the expert yang kita kutip itu, kita terima itu from the expert. Contohnya when we want to design the application itu contoh we need to get the expertise. Contohnya for medical, for the engineering, for the teaching for example the smart teaching itself, kita kena interview the teacher punya expertise, then we akan terima, we akan gather all those expertise punya content, put di dalam, letak di dalam sistem itu, then the system will automatically akan memberi respon to the user that from the offline purpose itulah. Kalau online purpose itu means that di sistem itu mesti ada satu AI component yang boleh live respond. Contohnya macam chat GPT or contohnya the so-called the AI component or so-called the agent in that intelligent agent in that particular live application. So dia ada dua komponen yang separate itu perbezaan dia. Alright. Boleh dengar ke?
Saudara bertanya, Saudara Dini dari siswa guru IPG Kampus Giap. Oke, untuk maklumannya besar itu tuan-tuan, puan-puan dan para peserta sekalian, nampaknya masa sedang mencemburui kita untuk sisi soal jawab. Dengan ini mengizinkan sisi soal jawab kita tamatkan lantaran masa sudah cukup pada tempatnya. Dan ini sekali lagi ucapkan terima kasih kepada yang berusaha, Profesor Media Dr. Edmund Giap atas penyempurnaan sisi Ucaptama yang telah berlangsung sebentar tadi. Terima kasih Doktor.
Okey, terima kasih semua. Okey, jumpa lagi ya. Bye bye.